I just heard the news that Meat Loaf passed away. It's kind of always crazy when someone that you don't know, but through their music in a weird way, like parts of them that they pass away. And Meat Loaf was fucking savage. So good. I remember when I was a kid, um, they used to have this thing called the Innisgrown show. Sorry, it's still on, but there'd be guys like selling. I think there were counterfeit tapes. Some of them weren't, but some of them were. But then this would have been the time like when I was young, and I can remember it was Bad Out of Hell 2 was just out, and me and my brother, we got Bad Out of Hell 2, and what else did we get? Blur, uh, Oasis, all that kind of stuff on good old cassette tape. And man, we loved those tapes. We just ran them into the ground, and like those songs were so cool. Like I remember vividly when Bad Out of Hell 2 came out and it was on Top of the Pops, and this video was like 7 minutes long. You're like, whoa. Like now it would never get played on radio, but back then it was kind of cool that it would get played on radio. And it's such a great song. And I would do. And I think everyone was kind of starting that conversation about, it's like, what won't he do for love? But anyways, yeah, it's just what a talent, like what a voice. I know critics are always kind of snooty towards the music, but what do you think Meat Loaf was going to be singing grunge songs? Come on, like a dude with that kind of personality was only going to do some sort of badass operatic overblown music. And plus Jim Steinman, people uh have to remember he wrote Bad Out of Hell 1, Bad Out of Hell 2, and he wrote other albums like Dead Ringer and stuff. But like the two of them together, just like perfect kind of match. You had a guy who was like super over the top, but then you had a guy who Jim Steinman was a bit more probably reserved, but wrote these super operatic, over the top songs, and they just fitted perfectly with Meat Loaf's voice. Because sometimes there's guys who are great songwriters and they just don't have a voice, and they need somebody to amplify their own voice. I suppose you could say Pete Townsend, he always kind of gives off about that he needs Roger Daltrey, but he's a bit of a curmudgeon anyways. But yeah, just incredible talent. And I remember when on the few times my dad was with us, as I remember we were driving back from some lake or something, and Bad Out of Hell was like pumping on on the cassette tape, and he lost his way and he started getting frustrated. He was turning the thing down, and me and my brother were like, "Oh, come on, turn it back up! What are you doing, man?" And he was having none of it. But yeah, just great songs. Like I always loved Objects in the Rear View Mirror. Um, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Heaven Can Wait. Just class songs, man. Like just class songs, amazing songs. And yeah, it's sad when anyone dies, of course, because no one's better than anyone else. I don't care who you are, if you're royalty, whatever. No one's better than anyone else. But I think when it's music and you listen to it at home on your own or with other people, there's a sort of connection that you feel towards the artist, even if it's a connection solely based on yourself. And great artists kind of do that. And he was a great artist, and yeah. So rest in peace, my good man. Thanks for the music.